Before Plato, before Aristotle, there was Socrates, a man with no books, no formal school, and no worldly power. Yet he reshaped how we think about truth, virtue, and the very foundations of politics. Born around 470 BCE in Athens, Socrates grew up during a time when his city-state was booming, politically, culturally, and militarily. His father was a stonemason, his mother a midwife. Not exactly the typical background for a future philosophical giant. Socrates didn't leave behind written texts. We know him mainly through his students, especially Plato. But what made him unique wasn't his writing, it was how he lived and everything. What is justice? What makes a good leader? What is the purpose of government? Not to get answers, but to reveal ignorance. This method became legendary. We now call it a disciplined questioning technique still used in law, politics, and education today. Now let's dive into his political contributions. Socrates wasn't a politician, but he was deeply political because he believed that ethics and politics were inseparable. He believed that leaders should not be chosen by popularity or wealth, but by wisdom and virtue. That a just society required citizens to question authority, not blindly follow it. This put him at odds with Athens' democracy. To Socrates, democracy often promoted leaders who appealed to the masses, but weren't necessarily just or wise. He famously compared politicians to pastry chefs, giving the people what they wanted, not what they needed. This criticism didn't go unnoticed. In 399 BCE, Socrates was put on trial, accused of corrupting the youth and disrespecting the gods of Athens. His real crime? Asking too many dangerous questions. He was found guilty and sentenced to death by drinking hemlock. Socrates could have escaped. His followers begged him to flee, but he refused. To him, obeying the law, even when unjust, was part of his moral code. I am not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world. With those words, Socrates laid the foundation for political philosophy rooted in universal ethics, not just civic duty. His death inspired Plato to write, and in turn inspired Aristotle's. Together, these works shaped Western political thought for centuries. So next time someone asks why politics matters, or why we should ask tough questions, remember Socrates, a man with no power, but a mind so sharp it changed history. The unexamined life is not worth living? Socrates.